To a consumer first alert for a nationwide scam. It's making its way into Wisconsin. It's called the ghost student scam. Scammers pose as students using stolen identities to make thousands of dollars in federal student loan cash. According to the Department of Education, thieves apply for federal student aid using someone else's name, and some of the cash goes to the school. The rest goes into an account for the scammer to withdraw. The victim is then responsible for proving that they did not receive or steal any money. Ghost scams have resulted in more than $360 million in losses nationwide in the last 6 years. Officials say you can protect yourself. Watch your credit score, and if you receive a letter regarding aid you did not apply for, you should report it immediately.